You went from being an athlete to the street.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Okay, and
Long story short, yeah.
And I was younger then, but I remember back in those days, I guess it may have been like the early 90s.
Yeah.
The starter jackets and stuff came
Yeah. We had
it was a group of y'all were rocking that Celtics gear.
Yeah. That was me and old Rick had them Celtic coat back then.
And it ran by the time New Jack City had came out. And,
oh yeah.
And y'all came up with the name CMB.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did that start, the CMB here in Washington, Georgia? And let me say this, it wasn't a game, because you had to be careful now. If you can see 2 or 3 black men together now, young men together, they try to associate it as a gang. But anyway, how did explain the origin of CMB?
Well, CMB just ended up, man, we were just friends, you know. It was like 5 of us was friends, and we were out here doing our thing as usual, you know, like drinking, smoking, chasing women, hustling. And the movie came out, and we just jumped on it. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of went from there.
Did y'all acronym stand for the same thing as theirs did?
Yeah.
And what did CMB mean?
Cash Money Brothers.
Okay.
So we had our we thought our first party up the street, and it was huge. And man, we didn't know how many people that really supported it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it blew and blew and blew, and we thought, we actually didn't expect the impact of CMB to be what it ended up being, you know, because we end up, you know, we get to fighting with Lincoln, get to fighting at the fairs, and it ended up just a movement, basically. If we had been rapping back then, we probably been rich.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But in a small town, you don't understand that's your moment to blow up in an area like that.
And were y'all really getting to the money back then?
I mean, we did all right, you know. But we were young, you know.
Right.
Can
you remember how many of you all it was?
The core numbers were probably like 5 or 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. That's the core, but it's branched off. I'm gonna tell you how big it was. We did that party we did. We had a letter. I mean, a flyer going around, and the flyer ended up with, man, the whole page was full of names. They had it at the police station.
Oh, okay.
But we didn't know CMB represented like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So man, our thing was good out here hustle. We took care of everybody. If you want to get, you know, drunk or whatever, I would go when we go to a football game, basketball game, whatever. When we come in, we got to be the sharpest, smell the best. And that's how we just live life, like it wasn't no tomorrow, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you said hustling, and so what's if you can remember, and I know Washington is a small town, but I remember back in the day, back in the cool in days and all that day, Washington used to be, you know, a popular spot for people to come in, and the paper back then used to call it a drug hub. They used to have so many drug busts back then. But what's the most money you ever made back in one day? Back in the day, what's the most amount you could believe you clocked in one day?
I mean, I don't know how far I got to go back, but it was probably a day I don't know. Because when you really going, right?
So you just lose count. Huh?
I just didn't stack money like that. My goal was, be honest, man, I thought I would die at age 25.
Well, and most young men in this,
but it had been embedded in our mind, and I learned now that killed our dreams.
And the human mind really is not fully developing to this at age 25.
Yeah, and so what I did, I lived my life, man, and just live. I sell out, go get some more. I drink what I want, smoke what I want, get high, chase every woman I want, buy what I want, and I just kept going. But it wasn't nothing. I mean, that's on the average. It wasn't nothing to make $1,500, $2,000 a day.
And that's good money for a little town like this.
I mean, that's good. We were 16, 17 years old.
Right.
Yeah. And me
staying at home with mama.
Me coming from where I came from, man. I came from that. We had a trailer up there, and I came from, you know, poverty. I just keep the real word. You know what I'm saying? So my house had tape around the door, but we had to keep it together. You grab a doorknob, and it'll shock you when it's raining. It had holes on the floor where you had to walk across. Possums walking through the house, So for me to even make some money was a special thing. I ain't getting no. I was known for dressing later on, but I wasn't getting. I was wearing Cougars, fake Izod shirts and Wranglers. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
boy, y'all said, and now y'all had all the women back then too, huh?
Oh yeah. I mean, and we were all new.
Cause the female, they love that dope boy image, that dope boy persona.
Yeah. I mean, it's a dangerous mode. Now that we know, back then we were like the first one to catch a crack wave in 88, 89. So we didn't have nobody to tell us the game, So we went through a whole process of learning the game. And for as like the girls, cause we got the nice clothes, we got all the money. Even at school, we'd go to, back then you buy a jumbo meal. So we come to school, we just pull out our money, and that automatically catch the eye of not just the women, but everybody. But yeah, we all